This is the interior of the urban sphere concept that was designed together with the Chinese customers. And there's something I want to explain. What is user experience? It's the connection of all the stuff we sometimes also know in the car, but in a very nice way with additional technology. So here it's important, okay, it's a nice room, it's welcoming. Yeah? It's a warm feeling, it's cozy, it welcomes me. Imagine you're outside, it's raining, maybe it's cold. You already feel the car is lit up, it's waiting for you, it's opening the doors like this. It doesn't have a B-pillar, so the gesture, how the car opens, is already important to create emotions. And then you're stepping inside, the seat rotates to welcome you, and even there's like a light hug. The light that is running all around the side is animated to welcome you. And then you're stepping inside, the doors are closing, and then there's this cocooning effect. When the doors are closing, you're safe, you're sound, you're maybe calming down, and then you can decide, do I want to interact with my friends? What do I want to do? And to go a little bit more into detail, it's basically there we have, it's also how do you interact with the car, yeah? Of course, there's gesture control, there's voice control getting better day by day, but also we want to have some physical elements. But this element that you see on the very left, actually we all watch Star Wars, that's where we have it from Yoda. You can just with your gesture control turn it, and actually the physical button will move as well. And this is maybe unnecessary, but it's a cool feeling, and it's maybe something you want to share or with your friends when it's happening for the first time. Then in the middle, this was also for the Chinese to have like a tea bar or like a water bar, water dispenser that opens up. And on the far right is as well that you can have zoning in the car. It's a car that can sit up to 4 people. If you're getting a call for your business, maybe you can want to be a little bit more on your own. So the headrest can actually shift that you have a little bit more of your private zone, or maybe are not molesting the other people on the ride. Here I was just saying it is important. Lighting is very important for me. I always say lighting is the new chrome. Yeah, it's not only a good way to transport like a fully electric car, but it's also creating a lot of movement and emotion. That's why we play a big emphasis on this. These show cars are just showing a way to where we want to head. Maybe if we start on the far left, the first show car that we showed recently out of this show car family that I'm going to shortly explain to you is the Skysphere concept. It comes in the shape of quite a classical car. It's a 2-seater roadster. You think like, oh yeah, okay, it's a beautiful car. But again, the big change is I can drive it. I can enjoy the drive. It can even change the wheelbase to adjust different driving modes. But the key feature is that also here, even in this very sporty car, the steering wheel can move away and I can just drive autonomously. If you imagine you're on PCH and you're just driving autonomously in an open car, it's a 2-seater, you can enjoy the ride, you can enjoy the stars in the sky, and everything just gets much more emotional. And in addition, then of course the car, we all know it, can propose like, you're ahead of time, you can have a stop there, you can eat something there. And the car is basically like a butler that is organizing the whole ride for you in an absolutely perfect way. Just shortly, Grand Sphere concept, it's a bigger car, it's a 4-seater, it's flat, it's almost like it's a luxury commuting also between cities, can be of course used also inside cities. For us, it's also important. We are a luxury brand. We want to be a progressive luxury brand, and we still want to go in that direction. The urban sphere concept is a very interesting concept that I was also personally involved in. It's basically for the mega cities. We were looking at Chinese customers in specific. And how this car was created was that actually we went into co-creation workshops with Chinese selected customers. And this is completely new because, of course, there are product clinics where we ask customers, what do you think of our product, and what would you change and all that. But most of the time, this is quite late in the process. So then changing something drastically is very difficult without moving the start of production. And that's why we said we have to be more consequent. If we want to create user-centric products, it's our own imagination, but we have to ask the people outside. And that's what we did. We had like workshops with them over a certain time. We took their input and then actually put this input in the car. I will explain a little bit deeper in a minute. But the general feeling is it's an extension of your living space. That's why it's also quite big, that can move you around in the city or in between cities. And you have the complete freedom to do in this car what you want. And then last but not least, it's the active sphere concept. And that is to connect you again to nature, to maybe drive out, support you in your sport activities that you want to do. Yeah, can have, like you see here, you can have the bikes in the back. They are also electric bikes that can be charged on the car. And also, of course, organizing the trip in an absolutely perfect way. And basically, what all these concepts have in common, we want to give Freiraum to our customers. The freedom of, while using our products, really how to use the time. Am I in a business call? Am I with my family? Do I want to play maybe some game with my kids and not be driving? And to create also this cocooning is very important. Yeah? Also in big cities, maybe the drive from your work to your home is maybe the only time where you have time for yourself, where you can have a digital detox and just calm down for a minute to focus on all other areas of your life. And we want to give the customer the opportunity to really choose. Yeah? And the car is actually offering everything. I want to it's just 3 more slides. I want to take a closer look at the last show car that I was mentioning, where you can just go into the mountains, the active sphere concept. And what the key technology is here, maybe I play it again if possible, is that it's a mixed reality. So you don't have any screens that when you release the car, the screen is too small again. Basically, what happens, it's not VR when you're in the car, but it's augmented reality. So you're wearing lighter glasses that enable you to have the mixed reality. And this is, in my opinion, a huge enabler for using the car. Because, for example, if you're driving and you're driving off-road, you can have, of course, a lot of stuff that, as an information that comes into the glasses. You could even imagine you're going through a city, you get your personalized city tour with augmented, like, this is how the building was reconstructed after it was destroyed. You can imagine thousands of things that are very nice and very enjoyable. And basically, also the usage of the car, yeah, it's almost like a gamification that it's also enjoyable to use functions of a car in a very simple, in a very intuitive way. Yeah? And last but not least as well, if the steering wheel moves away, you almost don't have the dashboard in front of you anymore, but you have almost like a theater where a 3-dimensional animation could give you all kinds of information that you need, yeah, for your trip. In this case, how is the weather? You can watch a movie. You can even, with a hologram, interact with your friends or with your family. So there's just a lot of things that you can do. And I think it's an absolute genius move that was created by Sid, who is head of UI and UX at Audi, and his team. So that's why I'm totally looking forward to creating new products, of course, better sooner than later. And yeah, very excited to look into the future. Thank you very much. And maybe there's still some questions. Thank you.